we're back.
Yay!
Alright, so we're back here with Arches. This is build 3. I've rewinded a little bit so that way we can get Artie reintroduced.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
Alright. The two of them look up to see a rather small sedan pulling up the road. A figure inside waving enthusiastically through the windshield.
What the hell? Where's his truck?
Devin, Cameron, sorry I'm late. I had trouble finding this road. Then I had trouble driving on it. Did I catch you in the middle of some?
Where the hell is your truck?
Huh?
Look at my Jeep. I told you I was stuck, man.
Well, this is not the reunion I was expecting. I thought you just wanted a ride. Besides, even if I pulled you out, your Jeep's fucked. I can't tell it from here.
Be nice, Dev. He's doing us a favor.
Hey, Cam.
Hey, Artie. I fell in the lake, so that's why I'm half naked right now.
That's hilarious. Did you push him in? Devin? Already makes me feel like I'm back in college.
Oh my god.
Hey, are you guys ghost hunting? Can I join in before we head out?
Nope.
I genuinely love this because Artie is genuinely a normal person coming back into this going like, yeah, you guys are ghost hunting. That's just you running around calling Ghost a bitch, right?
Well, and Devin is really traumatized right now.
Yeah.
And Artie
not
is,
expecting
but
all of that shit.
Devin has always been ghost hunting, so Artie's like, cool, ghost hunting.
Yeah,
and
no,
Devin's like, we need to fuck out of here right now.
Why not?
Because we're done.
Dev, we can probably walk around a little bit before we go. He really went on a long drive.
What?
Dev sounds incredulous, and Cameron can understand why. But despite what the bear said moments ago, he still wanted to explore further. Cameron knows that once he leaves, he'll probably never come back to this place again.
Damn, Dev. Did the two of you switch places or something? Anyway, I agree with Cam. Gotta stretch my legs out a bit.
Dev looks down at Cameron, apparently at a loss for words. Cameron can't meet his gaze, so he looks down the road toward Echo, toward the place that he's positive has more answers to all his questions. He needs this.
I love how Artie just says point blank, you two have switched places.
Devin sighs as he watches Artie squat down behind his Jeep, examining the wheels balanced above the cracked and dusty asphalt.
Shit! How'd you manage to do this? Looks like you literally drove straight off the road.
Devin sighs deeply as he stands next to Cameron, practically fantasizing about getting into the beat-up sedan and escaping this hellish town.
Leaving both Cam and Artie behind. No, he probably would grab Cam and run, but he would probably leave Artie behind.
Thanks for the Jeep. Bye, guys.
They're so close to getting out of here, and the bear just wishes he could pick them both up and toss them into the car.
Both of them. See, I'm not an asshole.
Alright.
Sure, he could technically do that if he wanted to, but that obviously isn't a reality. He just knows that to go against Cameron's wishes right now would be devastating to the coyote and their relationship. All he can do is ride this out and hope that they'll be on their way within the hour. Devin notices the silence after Artie's question, and the cat is looking up expectantly. Not wanting Cameron to be put on the spot, the bear clears his throat.
We thought we saw something on the road and swerved. It was probably just a rock or something.
Artie looks back at the road, where there definitely isn't a rock. Dev sees Cameron rub an arm self-consciously out of the corner of his eye.
It was in the middle of the night, so shadows and shit.
Huh? Huh? Hard to imagine you overacting like that, Dev. Glad you guys are okay, though. Must have been rough looking how deep the tires went.
Oh god, I forgot all about my freaking AC unit, damn it.
Yo, your AC unit is probably almost as loud as DJ here.
If you see a spike, it's not me this time, I promise.
I
I made the AC start, what can I say?
AC's
I control the air conditioning.
Oh my god.
Or the heater, actually, probably. It was... Hey, how long do you need to recharge for that drive? I can take the wheel if you want, if you're worn out.
Ha! Right after you crashed your own car?
It was the middle of the night.
Hey, I'm just playing, dude. Chill.
Artie raises a brow at the bear, glancing at Cameron.
You guys alright? Kinda feels like I've walked in on a fight or something.
Dev massages just above his eyes with a thumb and middle finger.
No, just really tired, man. We were up most of the night. That's why I want to drive your car.
Artie then looks to Cameron, waiting for a response from the coyote.
You know, sleep deprivation makes you almost as bad of a driver as when you're drunk, so he's probably good to drive.
I'm sure that's not the only thing you want to drive, Dev.
Oh god.
Dev tries not to bristle at the implication that Cameron might have a different response.
Yeah. We're just tired. I think walking around a little bit would do us all some good.
Oh yeah! Last time I went ghost hunting with Dev, it was real spooky. Even though we didn't see anything, one of my top 10 highs. In fact...
Highs?
Artie jogs back to his car.
I got some oil cartridges from the dispensary on the way here. You guys want a hit?
Dev's stomach turns as he watches Artie grab a vape pen from the passenger seat.
Nah, we're good, man. I don't know if it's a good idea for you to do that and drive. Anyway, are you high right now, actually?
No. And I'll come down by the time we're done looking around.
Devin can't manage to say anything more before Artie takes a deep, long pull from the pen, a red light on the tip pulsing to life in time with the intake of his breath.
How do you know if I'm good?
Cameron's voice is so low, Dev almost doesn't hear it.
What was that, honey?
You just said we're good without even asking me.
Devin doesn't know what to say anyway, because Cam just doesn't do drugs. The coyote would even joke that he's straight edge.
I just thought...
Dev struggles for words as Artie looks at Cameron, then Devin, then back again as he continues to hold in the vapor he inhaled.
Anyway, I don't mind taking a hit, if that's okay with you, Artie.
Artie exhales loudly and holds out the pen to Cameron.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Dev stares incredulously, the disbelief building until he can't hold it back.
Cameron, what are you doing?
Artie looks at Dev with wide eyes, but Cameron only spares him a glance before plucking the pen from Artie's paw and taking a deep pull from it. Dev stares at the pulsing red light, then at Cameron's face, whose eyes are closed. Dev can't tell what Cameron's thinking right now, but whatever it is, Devin knows this isn't the behavior of the coyote he's gotten to know over the years. It's juvenile, and Cameron is usually more mature than the bear when it comes to stuff like this.
Okay. I'll just play along like everything's fine between you two. Either way, maybe we should just go.
Dev feels his chest loosen a bit with relief at hearing those words, at hearing some sense from someone other than himself, but Cameron frowns and opens his mouth. Instead of words, he begins to cough explosively into his elbow, seemingly unable to catch his breath.
Hey, you alright?
Dev walks over to Cameron, rubbing his back.
Sorry, I need to drink my coffee. Yeah, that's normal. Especially with a big hit like that. You handle your weed pretty good.
He doesn't smoke weed, dude. That's why I assumed.
I smoked plenty back in high school. Never hit one of these, though.
Cameron seems to be catching his breath finally.
That's harsh as fuck. Like worse than a blunt.
You get used to it. Besides, you only need to hit it a few times to get high.
Should I take another then?
No. There we go. I said that. No! You shouldn't.
Cameron narrows his eyes at Dev.
Why are you acting like this, Dev? It's just marijuana. I never complain when you drink.
Because this isn't like you at all, Cameron. And what he's not saying is literally, what? A day ago, Dev just goes, yeah, my mom had massive...
Cameron.
Cameron just goes, my mom had massive drug problems, and it really, like, separated me from her, and I feel awful about that, and I had massive drug problems. So Dev is going, stop! Right? Like, there's so much more to this than just weed, right? Like, this is...
I get it. I will also say, though, for how probably Cameron's justifying this as well, and this is something I've heard from a lot of people, weed is considered to be one of the few non-addictive drugs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Dev is like... I don't know, it's like, you know, like, alcohol isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? But if someone's an alcoholic, they really shouldn't even put themselves in a situation, right? Like, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And Dev is like, stop!
Mhm.
And Cameron's like, dude, chill.
Dude, chillax.
I-
It's just a blunt, bro.
I enjoy their relationship a lot.
Dev had been holding the conversation back from becoming personal, if only because Artie is here. But at this point, he can't stop himself. He's starting to wonder if all of this goes deeper than he'd like to think. In the awkward silence that follows, Artie quietly takes the pen from Cameron.
If I'm gonna be stuck here having to listen to you fucking fighting, I need to be high for this.
Well, I think one hit is good for now. Especially if this is your first time smoking in a while. Let's see how you feel in 20 minutes.
He pauses and tilts the pen in his paw toward Devon.
You sure you're good? I know we only got high together a few times, but I don't want you to feel left out.
Nah, it's not my thing.
Devon looks at Cameron.
You told me back in college that it wasn't your thing either. That's the only reason why I said we're good. Sorry, man.
No problem. It's just been a while. So why not have a go, right?
Dev sighs loudly and folds his arms, shaking his head in resignation.
I guess so.
Artie quietly takes another hit off the pen before tossing it back into the car.
If it makes you feel a little better.
Artie puffs out his cheeks as he lets out his breath.
Shit's a lot safer than alcohol. Or most any drug, really.
Oh, spare me, dude. I'm not in the mood for stoner talk right now.
But I am. Who wants to chat about marijuana?
Knock, knock, knock. Would you like to speak about marijuana, your Lord and Savior?
Have you heard the good news?
Have you heard the good news? It's legal in most states now.
Actually, wouldn't it be, have you heard the good Kush?
Marijuana your savior, why are you Charles Manson?
So, for me personally, like when it comes to drugs and everything, I actually avoid all drugs, including marijuana, mainly because I don't like the feeling of loss of control and everything over myself. Plus, I avoid other drugs, mainly because both my mom and dad had done either smoking or had chewed tobacco. So I knew that, oh, I probably have a higher chance to become addicted to those things. They both have quit, so that's great for if I did pick it up, I have a chance of quitting too. But I'd rather not have to go through the process at all.
Yeah.
No, and I tend to avoid smoking stuff too, because I had some relatives that ended up going through some really bad cancer eventually, and they smoke like a chimney, so they're very likely to come from that.
Oh, yeah.
I just have an addictive personality, so I don't. I'd be that guy who'd be like, oh man, I'm gonna get the best and the finest and the like research the classiest way to and like and sit in my like tweed jacket
Oh jeez.
smoking a pipe and like it'd be bad.
So I just remembered something. So this is the other reason why I actually know all the terminology for marijuana is I worked in a research lab that that had been looking into how people's minds were affected when they are high on marijuana or when they're using nicotine and everything as well. So I had to learn a lot of various terminology that I didn't know before, like bowls, blunts, things like that. And the best part about this is we gave every participant a code name that they would choose for themselves. And it's wonderful because we did this through a phone screening interview and everything. We didn't see them in person. It was just through the phone. We're like, hey, how much do you smoke this? How much do you smoke blah? Do you do this drug? Do you do that drug? And we got to go through all of that. And we were screening to see, hey, are they good for the study or not? Or should we reject them because they are taking something that we don't want in the system, or they aren't taking something that we want? Blah, blah, blah. And we can't share that with them because we can't encourage people to do certain drugs, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're only looking for people that do this type of drug. Come on, guys.
So the reason why I bring all this up is it's hilarious how stoners think that they're so clever sometimes. I've gotten to talk to so many stoners on the phone, and it's great. Especially because not once, but twice, two of them told me that they wanted their code name to be Big Daddy. So I had to, on the phone, go, hi, Big Daddy, can you tell me how many times you smoked a blunt in the past 2 weeks? And the thing is, on the phone, the bass in your voice is removed. So I actually sound like a woman on the phone. So they thought that they were like being like pervs or whatever with some random girl in a research lab. And I'm over here going like, I don't give a shit about you. I'm going to get through this. Both of them did not get accepted into the study, if I remember correctly.
That's amazing.
So you get to meet Big Daddy.
I did not.
Oh.
But what's great about it is eventually I met one of Big Daddy's friends because she joined our program as a undergraduate student. And I was like, yeah, this is my experience. She's like, wait a minute. You said Big Daddy, right? I was there. I heard him on the phone.
Oh my gosh! Is this undergrad
beautiful.
Somebody I would know? Or
No,
okay.
I don't think you knew her.
Okay, gotcha. That's fair enough.
I even
That's
told her though,
beautiful.
like, make sure you tell him that Big Daddy was or not Big Daddy, but the guy he was or the person he was talking to was a guy. Just so he knows who was calling him Big Daddy.
Hey, Big Daddy, what do you smoke?
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing is, that's also one of those times where like I had the Dr. Doofenshmirtz meme of if I had a nickel for every time someone told me to call them Big Daddy, I have 2 nickels, which isn't weird, but it's still strange that that happened twice.
Yeah.
I'd have 2 nickels.
Which isn't a lot, but it's strange that it happened twice.
Yeah. And you can tell. And you can tell they were 2 very different people. Or...
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, 2 different stoners thought that they were being clever with that one.
I love it. My roommates, when they got high, just wanted to boff and so fight with PVC pipes, where you like, yeah, it's
Putting,
like
like,
a sword
foam
fighting.
on.
You put foam on them. So he'd get really high, and he'd be like, dude, do you want to boff? And I'd be like, you're high, aren't you? He'd be like, yeah. And then he'd beat me.
Didn't he like claim that it was because everything was in slow motion?
He was like, yeah, dude, when I'm high, everything's in slow motion, so I see all of the... I'm like, or it's because you're a black belt, but you know. So there we go. It's my experience with stoners.
All right,
Good dude, actually.
You guys ready to move on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's...
I've already said that.
Keyboard is not working.
Rip.
Okay, well.
Discord, come on.
It's not Discord.
I know, that was a joke.
Maybe it's the keyboard for some
Is it plugged in fully?
I mean, it should be.
Hmm.
Okay,
Oh, there
there's
it-
that, but-
Okay.
Okay, there we go. It's working now.
Yay.
That's weird. Alright. It's true. I think it's physically impossible to overdose on it. Technically you could, but it's not like within the physical like realms to actually take
Yeah.
it out.
It's like you could technically OD on caffeine, but you need to
Yeah.
like go insane.
It's like such a
Yeah.
high concentration that you physically could not ingest it. I think is the thing.
I
Yeah.
think I've also
You
heard
drown of caffeine before you would die of caffeine
I
overdose.
took a drug use and abuse class back in undergrad, and I think they even talked about like technically you can overdose on potassium, but that would mean you need to like eat so many bananas.
I just pictured
You'd
someone.
already be puking them
I just
out.
pictured someone eating
So
an
no.
insane amount of bananas, and it was really uncomfortable.
I do know that you can get water poisoning as well. Like if you drink enough
Mm-hmm.
water in one
Huh.
go, and it's not actually too far out of like the realm of possibility. Because I
Huh.
think there's like 1 or 2 cases of somebody getting water poisoning.
Yeah, there was one case I think I read a long time ago where somebody drowned in water poisoning for who'd ever drink water, could ever drink the most water would win a free Wii or something like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And like yeah, it's a ridiculous amount still, but like you can physically do it if you're in like the right circumstances.
Mhm.
So it's sad when that happens because no one expects it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not the point, Cam. It's more mentally fucky, you know?
Artie shrugs.
Depends on the person. I think Cameron's old enough to know what's good for him.
Listen, you just walked here a few minutes ago. You don't know me. You don't know my boyfriend.
Actually, they're
you
friends
don't know
from
my
college,
life.
so they do know each other a little.
Yeah, but you haven't talked to me in like 5 years.
3.
The
They
only reason I
graduated 3
called
years
you
ago.
was because I was desperate and like we almost died.
Dev, like we're supposed to be friendly to the guy that's gonna give us a ride out of here, Dev.
Are you sure it's not just because you can't keep your little bear in your pants?
Actually, no. Dev is super decent. Like
He is.
he's not after like he's not like sexually charged with Cam. He's not. He's
Well,
the
that-
anti. The way I describe him, he's the anti Leo.
Okay, so I wanted to share this as well because I was thinking about that across all the Echo games, and I realized this is also the only relationship that we see that actually has been a long-term relationship in any of the games. Like with Cameron, or not with Cameron, with Chase and Leo, they had been dating in high school for about 3 years, and then they broke up and were apart for 3 years. So there's a lot of tension when they come back. But with Cameron and Devin, they've been together for 5 years.
Yeah.
They got together in 2015 during the events of Echo, funny
Yeah.
enough.
They know each other. Yeah. That's
And so,
cute.
yeah, it brings up the question of, like, well, maybe the reason why there's not all this sexual tension is there a lot of sexual tension in a relationship 5 years in?
I mean,
I mean,
I'm not
Yes.
saying, no, there's sexual compatibility, but that tension of, like, will they, won't they crap.
oh yeah, there's not
Yeah.
the will they won't
Yeah.
they crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. They just
fair.
will.
Yeah, and also that's the other thing that I found great about this game was when they were in the hotel room in like the middle of like the haunted town, never once did either of them try and make a pass at the other. Like, let's fuck in this horrifying hellhole. Like, neither of them made that stupid idea.
Yeah, no.
But if it had been Chase and Leo,
They
how much
would've-
you want to bet that one of them would have gone like, yeah, let's make out.
Not one of them. Leo would have been like, yeah, let's make out.
Probably yes.
Oh yeah.
He starts all the bad idea dances.
He does.
But even then, going back to like the smoke room, I actually could imagine somebody in that group also being stupid and going, let's make out in the freaking graveyard, essentially.
I'm trying to think which character that would be.
I would put my money, actually, honestly, on Sam. If somebody's going to do that, it'd be Sam, and he'd be doing it to shut someone else up. Cliff, you're talking too much. Making out time. William's thinking a bit too much about how to investigate this haunted town. Making out.
Please don't look into me. I killed a dude. Come on, right? Like,
Oh, Murdoch, you want to talk about your camera and how it's able to help you catch ghosts and making out? I think the only person he wouldn't make shut up with making out is Nick, but that's because Nick's naturally quiet.
It's true. I have noticed that Nick didn't talk much in there.
Murdoch talks instead of making out to get out of his corners.
Oh yeah, Murdoch does talk a lot. I have noticed
Yes.
Murdoch is like, so I heard that there's a problem here. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna just talk about something else. Hey, look, bananas.
And then Cliff would come in and go, bananas, did you know that those have enough potassium that if you eat one, you're full on potassium for about a day, but if you eat two, you might throw up because your body will reject the potassium over those.
Yep.
And then, like, you see Sam, like, looking back and forth between, like, which one do I shut up? Which one do I shut up?
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
Artie keeps his tone light, but Devin feels himself actually bristle at that.
Oh, if I talk too long, then I guess it does this. Oh, really? What is going on?
Technology.
No.
So, alright, so it looks
Alright.
like your mouse is working. Oh, like you can move it around.
There we go. I just had to click in it, I guess. That's weird.
It's like he's being made out to be a controlling boyfriend, so the bear just looks away in frustration.
See.
It doesn't matter what the cat thinks. While Artie was a good friend in college, he didn't know all that much about Devin and Cameron's relationship, or Cameron's past. The bear knows his coyote, and this isn't like Cameron at all. He just hopes that whatever it is that's going on with his boyfriend will stop when they leave this town. Cameron stares across the lake, noticing how the light blue of the water almost perfectly reflects the blue of the sky. Is that why lakes are blue? Because they're just a reflection of what's above? And that's why it becomes dark and murky when the weather is cloudy?
Oh shit, that's crazy.
This seemingly profound realization is
Nice
what
fuck.
makes Cameron suddenly realize that he's very, very high. At first, Cameron finds it funny, and he laughs out loud, only to stumble over nothing as he climbs as his limbs suddenly feel intensely heavy.
Whoa.
What was funny suddenly becomes somewhat alarming, and the coyote's giggling dies away almost instantly. Cameron quickly walks back to the road where Dev and Artie are, trying not to look like his legs are both 50 pounds heavier. Just a minute ago, he'd walked to the shore to put his clothes back on, and everything had been fine. Now, he's in a different world. He leans back against the car, folding his arms, trying to ignore the intensifying gravity. Fuck. He's never been this high before. His 16-year-old self would be able to handle this no problem. But the shroom trip he went through sometime during his junior year had ruined most reality's distorting drugs for him. Even when he smoked the cheap weed bud his friends provided through high school, he would still come close to freaking out. But he always had an oxy back in those days to calm himself down, or at least whatever benzo he managed to steal from his mom's medicine cabinet. Now, there's nothing between him and feeling like time and reality are completely fucked. Permanently fucked? Like how shrooms permanently fucked his sense of self? Can we do that? Stop, you stupid fucking idiot. Stop psyching yourself out and man the fuck up. Dev had been right, of course. What the fuck was he thinking? Well, he knows what it is he'd been thinking. While he'd made a fuss about Dev answering for him, in reality, it had been a spur-of-the-moment decision. Because when Artie offered the pen, he remembered that seeing things always became easier when he was high. It wasn't really a positive part of being high, but if he's going to be doing his psychic shit, maybe he should experiment more with it. He feels very differently about it now. Weed seemed like a good, harmless way to test this experiment 10 minutes ago. But now Cameron is questioning if weed even triggered supernatural stuff for him in the first place. He was always on other stuff whenever he smoked weed, after all. Opioids, stimulants, dissociatives, and definitely hallucinogens, like shrooms, did the trick, but for obvious reasons, he's never going to try those things again. He just needs to relax and be aware if something happens.
Oh yeah, he's blazed. Ha ha!
Cameron opens his eyes, looking toward Artie in confusion.
Huh?
Babe, you alright?
The coyote looks at the bear, still confused.
What's wrong?
I just asked if you're feeling okay, and you were totally spaced out.
Artie, just stop freaking him out. Everything's fine, alright, Cameron?
I am fine. It's you acting like something that's freaking me out right now.
We are kind of being buzzkills. Devin, you got water? Let's get him a drink.
Devin takes Cameron's paw.
Sorry, let's get water, okay, honey?
Seeing Dev transition from frustrated to concern immediately makes Cameron feel better. While he acted rebellious to somewhat disguise his intentions, he doesn't actually want the bear to be mad at him. He'll explain to Devin later why he did this if it actually ends up working. Just telling him right now, with Artie right there, would be way too complicated for his brain right now. Drugs hold a lot of baggage for him, like they would for any former addict, and Cameron doesn't doubt that Devin is not pleased in the slightest with what he's doing right now.
Aw.
For now, he squeezes Devin's paw in his own and smiles as the bear squeezes back.
Aw.
Cameron giggles.
Holy shit. I've never been this high before. And that was a single mouth hit. Oil cartridges are insane.
Yeah, I swear it gets more potent every year. I'm not surprised it knocked you on your ass.
Cameron vacantly watches Dev climb into the rear of the Jeep, grabbing their plastic bottles and one of the gallon jugs of water.
How long is the come up? Am I gonna get more high?
Only if you take another hit. You want to?
Dev looks up from unpacking their food and water, biting his lip, but Cameron shakes his head.
Nah, I'm good. Just wondering.
So just relax. You'll start coming down within an hour.
That sounds good. One time I did shrooms, and I was stuck in it for 8 hours. It felt like forever, like literally forever.
Ugh, no thanks. That shit freaks me out. I'm not into that stuff. Changes you for good, you know?
Yeah, it definitely changed me. And not in a good way. I mean, some people change for the better, but others kinda end up mentally fucked up. And that was me.
Oh shit, what'd do?
Just the idea that a few nasty-tasting mushrooms can change your entire universe makes everything feel fake, I guess. Like everything that makes us who we are, our brain signals or whatever, can be so easily manipulated. I realized nothing's real, and for my friends, that was something that actually motivated them to be better people. For me, I just cared less and less.
The weed is making him open up about things he normally wouldn't. And the coyote isn't sure if that's a good thing.
Sure, it opened up my mind, but no one tells you that you can't close it when you're done. You can't ever close it. I should have listened when they told me I needed to be in a good place for it to have a good impact on me. I wasn't in a good place at all.
The stress of the past day, on top of remembering that traumatic event, makes Cameron's eyes well up. Probably also because of the weed.
Hey dude, you okay?
Tears spill over, and now he's truly crying. Despite knowing it must look ridiculous, it feels meaningful and poignant. A good cry. It doesn't make it any less embarrassing.
And the cat's just like, this is the most awkward random friend SOS I've ever shown up to.
Devin, with an expression both worried and exasperated, pauses in his rummaging for water and food to rub Cameron's arm and kiss the side of his head.
I'm sorry. I thought this would help me see ghosts. I don't even know why I did this. I wasn't mad at you at all.
Devin studies Cameron closely for a moment, and Cameron's blood runs cold at the thought that, for whatever reason, what he just said is fucked up enough to make Devin question why he's with the crazy canine in the first place. But Dev quickly goes on, as if Cameron didn't say anything.
Sit down and have some water, honey.
He holds up a green plastic bottle, filled with water, and Cameron drinks from it loudly.
Any food?
And food.
And food.
And
Food?
We don't have any food.
think about messing with your lines so bad that the narrator of the universe comes down and tells you how to say it. For saying.
No, he basically...
I want to write a comedy now where that straight up happens. The actors get their words wrong and the narrator just keeps coming and going, any, and then backs off.
Well, and like he's using the voice that he oftentimes gives our
For
dog.
Randall. Yeah.
So basically at that point it was essentially Randall be like, any food?
And Devin and Randall have kind of weirdly similar personalities, actually.
I did not know Randall was a tech bro.
I mean, Randall would be a tech bro.
He would be a bro.
Well, he would be a bro, wouldn't he?
Yes, he's a
He'd be
muscular
like
dog.
he'd be like a bro that like has a
Mr.
nerdy side but doesn't admit it.
I think that most like dogs would end up being like what we assume are like cheerleader types or like popular kid types.
Yeah.
Because like even with my own dog Brandy, I always told you guys that she was basically a party girl from the day she was born. to the day she
Yeah. Well, we know about what happened to your stuffed animals. So.
Now, Brandy was a party girl. She did everything. She stole a fucking beer from one of my mom's friends. She stole and ate an entire pack of cigarettes from my mom.
Oh my god.
She set herself on fire.
Holy shit.
Like, there are so many things Brandy did, and there's a reason why I would go like, yeah, no, I had basically a party girl as a dog.
Your dog was a drunk college girl.
Yeah. Basically, she would run out onto ice that like everyone was like, no, Brandy, come back, and she would like run out in the middle of a lake that was frozen over, and we're like, what the hell are you doing? Come back.
Most,
Luckily,
I
she
should
never
rephrase
fell
this.
in, but yeah.
Most lab and retriever like dogs would be like that. Our Boston Terrier was more of a like academic nerd.
Oh, yeah, that was his family's.
He was very like Boston Northeast like academic. Like he had that kind of feel to him.
And he would even communicate with you like via like head motions and like even like
He'd be like, hey, there, over there. Like, it wouldn't even be for food, it'd be for like other random things. He'd be like, hey, guys, there's someone at the door. You wanna
I have one more Brandyism that I want to share with you guys about what she did.
Oh, yeah.
So she learned eventually how to show us when she was frustrated with something, and what she would do, she would basically like throw her paws right around her face and would like paw at it. She wouldn't actually touch herself, obviously, so she wasn't scratching herself, but she would do that motion to show us that like what we were doing was frustrating her.
Huh.
So it'd be for even silly little things like, no, Brandy, you can't come into this room, and she'd just go, no, I wanted to go in there.
No. Just having like a little tantrum.
That's cute. That's adorable. So yeah, Dev is Randall, apparently.
Alright. So Devin pushes a bag of jerky along with a box of cheese crackers toward Cameron. Why is Devin always so nice when he's such a dick?
Thanks, Devin. I'm sorry I'm such a piece of shit.
What? Honey, where did that come from?
I know that's something you wouldn't say, but I'd rather you tell me when I'm being awful. I don't want to go back to the way I was.
It's quiet for a moment.
Wow. This got you that fucked up, huh?
Damn, this is some good shit. I'll have to buy more on the way home.
Arturo's like, damn. Because Cam is like, blue sky, heavy legs, life confessions.
Horrifying, emotional, crippling conversation.
I just wanted this to see ghosts.
I just wanted to see the ghost of a small dead child.
I don't know why. I apologize for bringing up a lemon. I sincerely do.
Okay.
For some reason, I could see this being Aiden, Bell, and Kingston hanging
And we're back.
Hi.
Yay.
That's all you gotta say, Artie?
Dev doesn't sound angry at Artie anymore, much to Cameron's relief. Just very tired.
Still, this is all pretty standard stuff, especially when you got low tolerance. And I'm not trying to be a dick when I say that I'm actually a little jealous. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cam, but looks like cathartic as hell.
You're not being a dick. It's just not a smart thing to say right now, Arturo.
Art's right. I really feel in touch with my feelings right now, and
Cameron absentmindedly shoves a cracker into his muzzle and stops. The salty, savory flavor so satisfying, he has to use all his focus to appreciate it.
fuck, that's good.
So high.
Arturo laughs. Cameron shoves a strip of jerky that's lightly seasoned with hot sauce into his mouth, combining the flavors, and he moans again. Devin sighs in a defeated but accepting sort of way. That makes Cam feel even better, that even though he did something stupid, Devin seems to understand.
Hey, let me in on some of that.
Alright, but eat slow. This food is for survival, not for your munchies.
We'll be out of here by noon, Dev. Relax.
Ooh, famous last words.
This is only build 3. Devin sighs as he leans up against the tailgate, covering his face with his paws, then grunts with annoyance as he has to move to let Artie by.
Trust me, I'm trying.
And yes, both Artie and Cam have red eye.
And Deb is just sitting there in the background like, not good. Well, you know what's funny is like, and again, this is the difference between Deb and Leo. Leo would be like, not good, make it all stop. Deb is like, I can't control him, but ooh, not good, make it all stop.
I mean, that's the thing with what's going on right now. Is it's kind of them just figuring out their boundaries and everything as well. Even though they've been together for 5 years, is, I guess, a time for, especially since Devin's thinking about marriage,
Yeah.
for them to really figure out what their full boundaries are and figure out what they want out of that relationship for the long run. And
Oh,
everything.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And 5 years is a good year to do that. It's like, oh, hey, we know each other. We feel really comfortable with each other. Where's this going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they have a better idea about who each other are for the most part, and that's like part of the thing with why Devin's like, this isn't the Cameron that he knows when he sees Cameron's about to smoke weed for the first time in years. It's true, it wasn't the Cameron that he knew.
Uh-huh. And it's probably not good for Cameron, to be perfectly honest.
But what's also interesting is not only are they testing boundaries, Cameron's also on a moment of self-discovery, because
Yeah.
And I can empathize with Cameron on this in some capacity, mainly because it's a very fascinating thing to learn something about yourself when you were told something else for the longest time. So
Yeah.
for Cameron right now, he's learned, oh, I'm not crazy, I'm psychic, I'm legit psychic.
Snacks are so much better when you're high versus like an actual meal, you know?
Cameron doesn't know, but nods enthusiastically.
I can't believe this.
Devin's tone is one of actual disbelief. Arturo glances lazily at Cameron.
Is Devin being a fucking Nazi about everything a new thing, or have you been putting up with this for a while? It's weird after knowing how he acted in college.
Cameron leans against the tailgate, smiling at Devin.
I've been doing some dangerous shit during our investigation, and Dev is just trying to keep us safe. He's wonderful and I love him.
Aww.
Devin looks at him and just gives him a small smile without saying anything.
Aww.
Oh, you gonna let me in on what's been going on between you two? Because I think we can all admit it's been super awkward so far.
Hasn't it though? This must be fucking weird for you.
They both laugh, and the obnoxious snorts that Cameron makes only make him snort louder.
It's just not really something that you need to know about. I know that sounds rude, but
I'm psychic.
oh, poor Dev.
Dev's eyes widen, and Cameron doesn't help to fill the silence that follows.
Huh? Like, you can see the future, or...
No, that's so Raven.
Oh my god.
I can see ghosts, and maybe the future. I don't really know how it works. I'm trying to figure it out.
Cameron hadn't really given it much thought, but seeing the future seemed to be part of it.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Devin shifts around, and Cameron can tell he's not exactly happy about him talking to Artie about this.
Took you 5 years to talk to me about this, and here you are getting blazed talking with Artie in one day?
Yeah. We had a moment just earlier in this video game. Now you're high.
Oh jeez.
He has to wonder why.
Shit. I think my aunt was super psychic.
Super psychic as opposed to what? Sorta psychic?
Nah. She had like tarot cards and shit, and told half my siblings that we were up to shady shit about the cartel was gonna disappear them.
Well, did they get disappeared?
I mean, one died during a routine surgery, but the cartel wasn't involved as far as I know.
That's so sad. I don't know why I laughed.
It's cool, I get it.
So, not really psychic, or at least not like himself. It feels wrong to him, but Cameron feels almost dismissive of anyone that doesn't see things like he does. He's different, in a good way, and for once he feels like he can admit that. He had seen his friend's death a few months before it happened, and he'd had dreams that were so accurate to the future that it had seemed almost like deja vu.
I want to go for a walk. Everything looks really neat right now.
Dope. Let's go see some ghosts.
Devin sighs heavily again, but helps Cameron down from the trunk, the coyote leaning against him as they start walking.
I love that he's so high he can't even walk straight now. But yeah, we should probably wrap it up here.
Okie
Alright.
dokie.
Yep.
Alright, say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.